Hey everybody, this is Leslie from GoToKitchens.com. Welcome to Lunch with Leslie. It's good to see all of you guys popping in the room. Splat is in the house, Splat is in the house, Splat is in the house. We are making kombucha today. Be around. Hey Lori, it's good to see you guys. Welcome in. I saw Harlow, I saw Sonia. Thank you, Lori, for being here. I see Lisa. I see, who else do I see? You know what, Kelly Dunks, I don't think I know your name, and I'm sorry. I think you maybe told me and I've forgotten. Hey, Meg, it's good to see you. Hi, it's good to see you. Hey, Sarah. Romper Room, that's right. Harlow, you already starting in? So we are making kombucha today, and I do not have Facebook Live on yet because I'm going to try a new format today where I come on here and greet you guys first and do my spiel and get you guys to share followers, and then we'll turn on Duncan. Hi, welcome Duncan. You'd think I could remember that, right? So today we are going to make some kombucha. How many of you are kombucha drinkers? Hello, light bulb, right? How many of you are kombucha drinkers? Type in the number 1 if you drink kombucha. Thank you, Sonia, for sharing out. Harlow, does that mean you're a kombucha drinker? Me, 1. Okay, me now. Yep. Okay, awesome. How many of you make your own kombucha? Type in the number 1. Meg, you haven't tried it. What? It's so amazing. It's so amazing and it's so good for you. How many of you make your own kombucha? Type in the number 1. No, never heard of it. Kombucha is amazing. We're going to talk about it. Not making your own. All right, I'm going to show you guys how to make your own kombucha today, and I'm even going to take you through the steps of growing your own SCOBY so that you don't have to hunt down a SCOBY. I'm going to take you through that. It's really super easy. The sugar content depends on how much you are feeding your SCOBY, and we'll talk about that a little bit later in the broadcast. So I'm going to start up Facebook Live. Sonia, that's awesome. I know. I kind of have that too, actually. Hey, Marie, it's good to see you. If you guys would, if you haven't already, I've seen some of you already done it. Done it. Right down here in the corner, there's a little guy. If you just tap him on his cute little head and share out with your followers on Facebook, on Twitter, and here in Periscope, I would be forever grateful. So I'm going to go over and start up the Facebook Live broadcast, and then we'll get started on our kombucha, and I'm going to answer all your questions today. I'm going to try to answer all your questions today. All right, so let's go start up Facebook. Can you hear the countdown? It has a countdown. Hey everybody. Hi everybody on Facebook. It's good to see you guys. We are making kombucha today. I'm waiting to share on Facebook. Thank you. All right, let me introduce myself. My name is Leslie. I have a website, GoToKitchens.com. Nothing for sale over at GoToKitchens.com. Here's the website, by the way, GoToKitchens.com. And my name is Leslie, so you're never going to forget because it's on my apron. So thank you guys so much for being here. I consider myself a light bulb expert. And the reason I say that is because I had cancer 3 years ago, and I had a light bulb moment when I got cancer. And I want people to have light bulb moments before they get cancer and before disease strikes and before all those, hey Sonia, you're everywhere. Before disease strikes, before tragedy strikes. I want to help you have a light bulb moment because it's easy. It's easy to have a light bulb moment when you get cancer. You're like, oh crap, I got to do something different here. And that's what happened to me. Why did you are totally everywhere. Why did my body get cancer? Why do I have cancer? And so I want to help you have a light bulb moment before that happens, because sometimes it's not as easy to have that light bulb moment before those types of things happen. So today, as promised, as advertised, as published everywhere on the planet, today we are making kombucha, and I'm super excited to show you guys. We are going to make kombucha in 2 ways today, and we're going to go fast. So you're going to have to watch replay or go on my website and get the recipe. So that's right, only 1. Trust me, Harlow, it only takes 1 and a little bit of cancer. So we are going to, by the way, I'm a 3-year cancer survivor, and I'm doing great. For those of you that want to know, I am doing amazingly well, and it's because of my diet, and it's because of my healthy practices in life. So just keeping that in mind as we talk about these things. So Here we go. So we're going to do one of two things today. I'm going to show you how to make kombucha as if you have, hello, Robin Nance. I love you, Robin Nance. Robin Nance is my husband, by the way. Hey, welcome. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. Hold on. I always have to think to say your name. Isn't that crazy? Because I have something in my mind that doesn't want to come out properly. And I want to say it one way and I need to say it the other. And so give me a second to get my brain on straight and I'll say it correctly in just a second. Not you, Robin. I know. I see you there, Lou Jane. Yes, Lou Jane. Lou Jane. Lou Jane. I know. And I want to say it some other way, and it's crazy town, but it's true. It's my dyslexic brain at work. So we're going to make this 2 ways today, which is amazing. By the way, how's my internet connection? Because I just upped it. Yesterday, we got brand new internet connection, and I'm so excited. We should never have a fail again. So I'm going to teach you how to make it as if you have a SCOBY or you have bought a SCOBY from somewhere, and I'm going to teach you how to grow your own SCOBY. So we're going to have to improvise one thing, and that's it. So I'm going to move my camera down just a little bit, so you guys bear with me. We're going to turn this baby down so you guys can get a view of my countertop here. It's like an earthquake or something, right? So let's have a look at the countertop and not me. We're going to work over here. Everybody can see that just fine. Yes and yes. All right, here we go. So here's what you're going to need. We're going to go with as if you have a SCOBY first. And I've already done some prep work because I didn't want to sit there and wait for tea to boil and all that kind of jazz. I wanted to actually get some of this done ahead of time. And so I've already boiled my tea. Thank you, Molly, for sharing out. I've already boiled my tea. I've already measured my sugar because I want to go a little bit fast. So this is the type of tea that I've boiled. This is an organic black tea. The question is going to be, SCOBYs are scary. Ah, Robin, you're so funny. So this is about a gallon container that I have here, and it's glass. You can see here that it's glass. You do not want to brew kombucha in, I would just say glass or ceramic. I would not do it in metal. So this is just a classic black organic tea. You can absolutely use green tea, but I like the black tea. I think that it has a much better flavor, and I just really, really enjoy black tea. Now then, if you have a SCOBY that's used to black tea, you need to get it used to green tea. So you need to do like 2 bags of green tea and 4 bags of black tea. And then the next time you brew it, you need to half it. And then after that, you just keep going and keep going. Yeah, you do a half and half blend. Until you get it all to green tea, if that's what you want to do. I use an all black tea. Now, the other concern that everybody always has is, oh my gosh, what about the caffeine, right? Everybody's like, but I can't drink caffeine and I can't use black tea because of the caffeine. I'm going to tell you a little secret right now. Caffeine does not survive well in water. So, and especially heat. So it's not water soluble very much at all. It will dissipate very quickly. So, right? I know, I like it black too. And that's why I like it. One is because it's much more tangy. So here's the key. You can use a classic black like this, and to get rid of the majority without stripping the tea leaves, the best thing to do is for you to brew the tea. So get some hot boiling water, put your tea bags in some sort of little container, a glass jar, whatever you want to put it in. Pour the hot water over the tea bags, let them set for 30 seconds to a minute, remove the tea bags out and discard that water. Most of the caffeine that is in that black tea will be in that water. What? I know, I'm a genius, right? So most of the caffeine will be there, and you will still have tea bags that will work just fine for your kombucha. Then you can just boil this like you would normally steep tea. I know, right? It's crazy. I'm going to say it one more time. Put your tea bags. Everybody listen. Thank you. Thank you, Luciane. So everybody listen one more time. Take your 6 tea bags that you're going to make your kombucha with. If you do not want caffeine, take hot water, boiling water. So that's 6 tea bags you're going to use for a gallon of kombucha that you're brewing. All right. Take the 6 tea bags, put the hot water over them. So put these in a container somewhere like a glass jar or something you can pour hot water into. Pour the hot water over the tea bags. Let them steep for 30 seconds to 1 minute only. That's all you want. Pull them right out and put them in the pot where you're going to make your tea, and then discard that water. that tea water, that little bit of tea that's already in there, discard that. Most of the caffeine will lie in that water that you're discarding, okay? And that is a great way to cut the caffeine in your black tea, and you can still get that black tea, tangy kombucha without all the caffeine. So I can put those, yes, I will put those steps on my website, Molly. We'll do that hopefully by weekend. I'll have that up for you guys. So there's my secret tip for the day. It's the secret go-to kitchens tips. Yeah, I know, right? It's crazy. And I'll put on there even why. Yes, it will be available later. It's on catch.me and it lives on Periscope for 24 hours. So yes, that is a great way to get rid of the caffeine out of your black tea. All right, so this is what I use. If you want to screenshot it, you can screenshot it. I'm gonna leave it there for just a few more seconds if you want to screenshot. All right, there we go. If you want to screenshot it on Facebook, there you go. All right, so for our kombucha, as if we already have a SCOBY, I have taken about 3 cups of water and I have boiled into that water, I've steeped into that water these tea bags, and I have let it cool completely. Now, in an ideal world, I wanted to show you adding sugar. So in an ideal world, you would have already used your sugar. You would have already put your sugar in here and let it melted completely into this tea. Kind of think about making Southern iced tea. The other thing that you want to do is make sure that all of your surfaces, including your grubby little hands, right? Your grubby little hands, please make sure that you've washed them and you've not used an antibacterial soap. All right, dish soap, antibacterial dish soap will actually kill your SCOBY, so you don't want to do that. All right, so we have our 6 tea bags right here, and I'm just going to squeeze those out. Now I've boiled these ahead of time, and this is completely cooled. I boiled them this morning, and this is completely cooled. So this is just raw tea in here. To this, because I have a live SCOBY, I am going to add 1 cup of sugar. Now this is just pure cane sugar. Can you see the difference? See how big the granules are in that? Can you see that? The granules are nice and big. So this is just pure cane sugar. It has a little bit of brown in it, so it has a little bit of the molasses left in it, so it's not been stripped completely. This is organic. It's super clean sugar. And we're just going to pour that into our tea. Now then, I would rather you do this part of this when the tea is warm. So I'm going to have to stir for just a minute to get this nice and stirred up so that the sugar dissolves. This water's not cold, it's just room temp, so it should dissolve pretty quickly. But in an ideal world, I didn't want to wait for that whole process and then wait for it to cool and blah, blah, blah. So I'm doing it this way. But in an ideal world, you would want to do this while the tea is still warm. No, Maggie. Well, you can use coconut sugar, but it does not have the same properties as real cane sugar. And the SCOBY, you're probably not going to get the results that you want from that. Don't use honey. The sugars break down differently. They're a different kind of sugar. Yeah, this is a raw sugar. This is a pure cane raw sugar in here. So no honey, no coconut sugar, anything like that. Yeah, so you flavored it. Yeah, we're going to learn how to flavor kombucha tomorrow, which has been a huge question. And quite frankly, I'm not even quite sure how to do it. So Nanette's back with us tomorrow. We're going to learn how to flavor it. I'm super excited. So while I'm doing this, some of the benefits of drinking kombucha, and some of you may know this or may not know this, one of the things that you probably all know is that you get a probiotic. Because of the yeast and bacteria that the SCOBY is infusing into the tea, you get an amazing probiotic that is full of different kinds of bacteria that your gut loves, because we are constantly killing gut bacteria off. Even just with hot liquids, we are killing it off in our environment, the types of foods that we're eating, the types of waters that we're drinking. If you're drinking any soda or anything like that, it is actually killing off your gut bacteria and your enzymes in your body. So this is pretty well done. So you want a probiotic. If you are not eating a fermented food or drinking kombucha or something like that, then you need to be taking a probiotic supplement. So we're just going to pour this tea right down into this super clean jar. I have actually sterilized this jar. In my dishwasher. So this has been totally sterilized in the heat with no soap in there. So no dishwashing liquid. It was just sterilized so that it has a nice clean environment. Now I have 2 of these jars. This is just my big thing of sugar. I have 2 of these jars. They are sisters. These are my brewing jars. I bought 2 just alike. And there's a reason for this, and that is because I do not want to brew, and you can do a continuous brew, but I actually like the flavor when I start a fresh brew in a fresh container. And I've been playing with this for a few weeks now, for about a month actually, and I actually like it when my SCOBY gets transferred to another container. So, but we are going from the idea that you have just gotten a SCOBY and you need to start a batch of this, okay? Because if you're already to this level where you're transferring SCOBYs, you probably don't need these instructions, quite frankly, right? So, yes, but you need to go a little careful on it. And it'll probably take less time to brew and you would use less sugar. So you'd want to be a little careful because there is some sugar content in this. So yes, and I would consult my doctor to make sure that you're doing the right thing there, because I don't know a lot about the disease, quite frankly. I just haven't taken the time to research it a lot, but I would ask my doctor to be sure and let them see an ingredients list even, so that they know and then understand. So a holistic doctor would be able to answer that question really, really well. So this is as if you are, and again, I like to transfer my SCOBY to get a nice clean jar because this gets kind of sticky, icky, and weird. And I bottle my kombucha, and so I like to transfer it. Normally this would be full of kombucha, but this has been dormant so I could show you this process. So here we go. So this is coming off. You can see my SCOBY. His name is Happy. Let me move him over here. Oh my gosh, that smells so good. So there's SCOBY in there. SCOBY is actually a acronym for, anybody want to type it in? Anybody want to type in what SCOBY stands for? Anyone? Bueller? Yes, ask that question. Yes, the sugar, not all the sugar is eaten. Yes, way too long to type in. Okay, that's fair. I get that one. You forgot. So it is a symbiotic colony of bacteria and yeast. So essentially a SCOBY, and I'm going to dig in here. Again, this has been sanitized. This is not plastic. This is actually latex, and I like to be very careful with my SCOBY so he doesn't bruise. And so we're going to pull him out of there. Here he is. Oh, he's slick. So this is a colony. This is a colony of bacteria and yeast. And that is what actually, thank you for typing that in. That's amazing. Good for you. This is actually what ferments the tea. So right now we just have plain black tea and sugar. Right here we have kombucha. So this is actually my mother's SCOBY. It is not separated yet. So this is my mother's SCOBY. And we're going to just put that right down into the tea over here. And we are going to pour some of this liquid. This is the liquid from my last kombucha brew. We're going to pour some of that right into here, and that's going to help start my brew. And we're going to leave a little bit of this because I'm going to show you how to start your own SCOBY in just a second. So I'm actually going to pour a little bit more. Actually, oh, I do have 2 SCOBYs. Look at that. Look, they've separated now. There's one still in here, and here's another one. Look at that. This is Happy, by the way. I call him Happy. So Happy's going to sit down in here. He's going to flatten out. The other one's super thin. That's the mother. The big one is the mother, and the small one's the baby. So they're going to flatten out in there. And they're actually going to form on the top of this, and they may float to the bottom. It does not matter if your SCOBY is floating periodically. So you may check on it one morning and it may be sitting right at the top. You may check on it the next morning and it's sitting at the bottom. Now to this, I'm going to add some purified water. This is purified water. If you do not have good water in your region and you don't have it that comes out of your fridge, you want to use a spring water. I would not recommend distilled because it doesn't have any of the minerals. So we're going to add this to this and fill this baby up. I actually have, oh, that's going to be like the perfect amount. So now you do not. You see I have a lid for this, and when I have my SCOBY dormant, I actually put the lid on it and put it in the refrigerator and keep it there. That will actually cause the SCOBY to go dormant, meaning it does not need sugar to process, and I have kept them in there. My original SCOBY that I got from Whole Health Dana, actually I had for about 2 months in the fridge, and this is it in here, and it's still growing and doing wonderful things, so you can keep them dormant for a while. So I'm going to cover this with just a cloth. This is my SCOBY cloth, and my husband, genius that he is, hey Jamie, it's good to see you, and made me a big rubber band. We just tied a bunch of rubber bands together, and I'm going to put that over the top of the thing. Now then, this is to keep varmints and things. Yeah, you can eat your SCOBY, absolutely. I know, he is so smart. So I am going to keep this in a warm place. Now in my house, the warm place is actually underneath a cabinet. So I have heating vents in my floors, and so the cabinets, my base cabinets, like underneath my kitchen counters, get really warm. I mean, like incredibly warm. And so I keep this down there. In about 5 to 7 days, I'm going to have an amazing brew of kombucha. Now I taste it along the way, and I use a little wooden spoon. I do not put metal in it. I use a little wooden spoon, and I only dip it in there one time. If you're going to taste your kombucha, stick it down in there, taste it, and then do not stick this back in there, because you run the chance of contaminating and killing your SCOBY. So you can see that you need to be super careful when you're doing this, that you keep a nice clean environment for your SCOBY. All right, everybody got it? Yeah, my dog would probably like it too. I know people that bury them in their compost. I mean, then it makes their compost like super rich and amazing. You can put them in smoothies. You can share them with friends. I mean, I have friends that are like dying for SCOBYs right now. So yeah, so you run the risk. I mean, you're not necessarily going to kill it, but you do run the risk of that happening. And you want that SCOBY and that kombucha brew to stay as clean as possible. Now, when this is ready in 5 to 7 days, I have several bottles that I put it in. These are actually from, here, I'll show you. I have one in my fridge right now. I'm out of my home brew actually, because I've been waiting to do this with you guys. But this is this bottle. This is made by Kavetta. This is their Master Brew Kombucha. And I've just taken the label off and I've saved it. If you're going to store it in mason jars, I would make sure that you have a protective layer between your metal lid and your glass. So just, or use plastic lids. That would be my real guess. They sell plastic lids for masons. But these already have plastic lids. Again, I sanitize these. I sanitize these in my dishwasher on high heat. You can also do it in boiling water if you were so inclined, on high heat, so that they're nice and clean when I'm ready to use them again. I have 5 of these, and this big one, which is actually a kombucha bottle from a local kombucha company, and that's what I store my kombucha in. After it has made kombucha, after it's done the fermenting and that's all done, I just store it in my refrigerator and I drink it right along. If you're new to homemade kombucha, go slow when you're drinking it. Because if you don't, you'll get the poops. And we're not going to go there today, but you'll get the poops. So be careful. Go slow. About half of one of these bottles is about all you need in a day when you're starting out. Okay? I know. I know. I'm a glass bottle junkie. You can ask my husband, who will tell you that they're everywhere. So we are learning how to do second ferment with flavors tomorrow, Juan. I have my expert back with me tomorrow, Nanette, and she's going to teach us how to do that. So I've made a huge mess right here. All right, so that's how, if you have bought a SCOBY or you're getting a SCOBY, this is how you make the kombucha, okay? So now let's talk about as if you have no SCOBY and you don't know where to get one and you don't trust anybody and you don't want to buy one, and so you're going to make your own. Now this is from the recipe in Nanette's book, who is my fermenting mentor. She is so smart about fermenting. It's amazing. And so, yeah, it's cool, right? You should totally try it, Molly. So this is how we're going to grow a SCOBY. So this is a 1 tea bag. You can see it in there, in 1 cup of water with 2 teaspoons of this sugar in there. So 2 teaspoons of sugar. So if you're writing this down, if you're not bought the book, you should buy the book. But if you're not bought the book, this is how you start it. So we'll talk about that in just a second. Yeah, Ben Leonard. Yeah, he's an amazing one for it to be your mentor for sure. So this is 1 tea bag in 1 cup of water with 2 teaspoons of regular sugar. All right. That is just a cheesecloth. Yep, Duncan, I just use a regular, it's not a cheesecloth, it's just a regular dish towel that I've used. Yep, over the top with a rubber band to keep the varmints out and to keep the air in there. So yeah, Ben is awesome. I agree. So, so this is all that's in here right now. Now then, if you go, I do not have a regular flavor, an original flavor of GT's here, but GT, this is the company, hold on, this is their Cosmic, I have kombucha everywhere. This is their Cosmic Cranberry, but it's the Synergy brand, and it's going to say GT on it somewhere on there, GT's right here, and they have an original kombucha, so it's just the tea without any flavoring, and that's what you want. If you go and buy a bottle of that with this combination right here and pour that in there, you are going to have a SCOBY in about 3 to 4 weeks. I know, I do too. I love GTs too, but it's expensive. I can make this so much cheaper. I can make this for pennies on the dollar what this cost me. These cost me, you know, $2.50 to $3.50, and this is costing me probably about 75 cents per jar, per bottle. So way, way cheaper. Yeah, absolutely. A handkerchief is fine. Just something to cover it. It doesn't have to be anything. It doesn't have to be rocket science. This is like probably from my grandma, quite frankly. It's a tea towel, and it's just over the top with a rubber band securing it. So yes. So just a plain bottle of this. So not, this one's gingerberry, so don't look at that as an example, but GT brand, that's what I recommend, just using their plain tea. However, we're going to use some of my kombucha to start this SCOBY. And so I am going to pour this in here. In about 3 weeks, I should have a new SCOBY forming in this jar. Oh my gosh, look at that. How did I do that? I'm really good at eyeballing things. I'm telling you, it's weird. I have this weird thing about being able to eyeball things. So the SCOBY is going to be small. You know, it's going to actually probably be the size of the top of the jar. So it's going to be about that big, but that is absolutely fine to start in this. It doesn't matter how big your SCOBY is. Size does not matter. We're talking about SCOBYs. Size does not matter. So in about 3 to 4 weeks, you are actually going to have a SCOBY form in here, and then you can start this process of the large brewing to get large batches. Crazy town, right? I mean, it's so crazy. It's the eyeballing challenge. I'm really good at it. It's kind of scary, actually. I have this weird, like, I can look at something and say, oh, that's about a cup and a half. So yes. All right. Let me say goodbye to my Facebook people. You guys, thank you so much for being here on Facebook. With Periscope, stay with me. I'm going to be back in just a second. Thank you so much for being here. If you have any questions, you can just type them right below this video. I'll be happy to answer them. Please find me at gotokitchens.com for more recipes about your health and to explore maybe finding some light bulb moments for yourself. Thanks so much for being here. Bye. Stay with me, Periscope. All right. Sorry. Just wanted to make sure. Yes. I don't know. We should totally try to grow one. See, yeah, you can grow it from the GTs. It's so easy. People are freaking out about, oh, I don't have a SCOBY. I don't have a SCOBY. And it's so easy. I mean, you can grow one just like this. So, yes. So tomorrow we're going to learn about flavoring it to get the flavors in there. Like this one is ginger, cranberry. I don't know which ones I think we're doing peach and cherry tomorrow. So we're going to learn that tomorrow. But yes, you can grow your own SCOBY. Super easy. And then somebody asked me about the taste. So here is, so GT's just the original. So it's just going to be kombucha. It's not going to have any flavoring in it. You can buy any kombucha bottle that already has, that doesn't have any flavor in it. Because what you want is you're looking for that. See all that on the bottom? That's the bacteria. And that's what's going to help. That's what's going to colonate in this. Yeah. So somebody was asking about the taste. So here's the dealio. If you've never had kombucha before, let me move this up so I can stop leaning into my camera. If you've never had kombucha before, that's so cool. I've never had carrots or beets, but that sounds amazing. Molly, you're so cool that way. Yes, it would be sort of like the mother. It's going to just start it up. So the taste of kombucha, if you've never had it before, is stout. Let's just be crystal clear. When you taste it, you may get a pucker factor. You may be like, whoa, what is this stuff that she told me to drink? However, it should come with a warning label, because once you have settled your palate on kombucha, right? Once you have settled your palate on kombucha, you will crave it. It will, you will stop craving sodas. You will stop craving. I was a sweet tea drinker until about 6 months ago, I think it's been, on a regular basis. I made you scream out loud, right? But it's, I wouldn't say that it's an acquired taste, but I would say that it's a shocking taste. All right. But I used to crave sweet tea. I'm from Texas. I'm a sweet tea drinker. I have been one my entire life. And it's just been 6 months that I've stopped drinking sweet tea on a regular basis. I used to drink about a gallon every couple of days. No joke. I was getting all that sugar into my diet. Even after cancer, I was still drinking that much tea. I totally kicked the habit with kombucha. Kombucha, I do not crave sweet tea. All I think about is, man, I want some kombucha. I have to fight not to drink it during the day because I try not to. Yes, it does. Absolutely. But I try not to drink it. No, it's definitely not like that. But I try not to drink it like, 2 of these a day, like I want to. The other tip that I have is that I don't drink it after about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. For me, it fires my brain. And so my brain wants to stay up. So I drink it every single day. I'm a daily kombucha drinker. Absolutely. Whatever this is. So this is 15 ounces. So I drink about 1 of these a day. Yes, absolutely. I know, right? It's crazy that I used to do that. And that's not been that long ago, Janie. But the taste is very tart. It's extremely tangy. It's going to have just a slight bit of sweetness to it, but certainly not sweet. And I would go with fruit flavors to begin with. So don't go in there and buy the ones with the chia seeds and the weird, crazy flavors, and the flower flavors I think are really strong. Like if you get lavender or rose, those sound beautiful, but they are really stout. And so that goes, actually the carbonation comes with second fermenting when you add the flavor to it. You can get it second fermenting otherwise, and I'm going to learn about that tomorrow. I'm sorry I don't have a good answer for you, but yes, some are more fizzy than others. That's the other thing when you have I know. Thank you, Molly. That's a great lead in. So I'm going to talk about that in just a second as well. But this is fizzy. So when you open them, you're going to get a shh. Here's the dealio. When you buy a bottle like this, don't get it and go shake, shake, shake. Don't start shaking your kombucha up. Oh, there's sediment in the bottom and I should shake this up and then open it, because think about doing that with the pop and what happens. When you open a soda, after you've shaken it, what happens? So you do not want to do that. That's one of my biggest tips, right? Come back tomorrow for answers. I don't mean to do that on purpose. I would answer it if I knew, actually, but I just don't know. Because I only do 1 single ferment. I do not do second fermentation, because I like the taste of this. So plain is going to be really stout as well. So my recommendation is to start here. Kavetta is an amazing brand. This is actually their kombucha. They actually make a probiotic drink. I highly recommend that you start. You can screenshot that if you want. That's the brand name right there. I recommend that you start with Kavetta probiotic drink and get your taste buds used to kombucha flavors. Once you start craving that, then start exploring flavors that you like, and don't buy flavors that you don't like. If you don't like cranberry, don't buy cranberry. Buy flavors that you enjoy. Okay, it's like buying fruit juice or something. It's not, but it is like that in taste. So yes. Yeah, see, chili lemon, that's a stout. That is an advanced kombucha drinker, in my opinion. that would mean that you were pretty advanced in your kombucha drinking if you're drinking chili lime or chili lemon or something like that. So I say start with the sweeter flavors, which are gonna be the fruit flavors. I know, right? Ew. Somebody I saw the other day, there was a guacamole flavored. I was like, what is that? I wasn't even brave enough to try it. I'm like, I can't do that. So start slow. However, backing up, if you're not buying it and you're making your own, this is a solid choice. Because you're going to be like, I don't know if I like kombucha, and you're going to try all these and you're going to go, oh, those are okay. But when you make your own, it tastes so much better. It has an amazing flavor. It is a little sweet. It's very lightly sweet. It is a little bit carbonated, and it's very tangy. So you're going to get a really, really tangy. Yeah, don't drink your guacamole. I saw a guacamole smoothie the other day too. I was like, for real? Somebody made a guacamole smoothie? Holy cow. I may have to work on that actually. So the recipe again for making a new SCOBY is this. You're going to get 1 bottle of plain flavored kombucha, no flavors. You see how this says tart cherry? You just want it to be kombucha, no flavors. And if you're unsure about that, go to a health food store and ask for plain kombucha, right? It is good, but but a guacamole smoothie, that means we got like peppers and tomatoes and onions and stuff in there, and I wasn't sure about that. So I may have to work on it though. It sounds kind of cool. So you're going to do 1 tea bag, 1 black organic tea bag, 1 cup of water, so purified water, and 2 teaspoons of sugar. And I like to use a pure cane sugar for this. So an organic pure cane sugar. You're gonna steep the tea, so get it to where it looks like tea, so boil it until it gets to tea, and then you're gonna add your whole bottle of your plain kombucha in there. In 4 weeks, in 4 to 5 to maybe 6, depending on how hot it is in your house or where you're storing it, you should see a SCOBY forming on the top or somewhere in this. The first things that you'll see are kind of like these little fuzzy things, and you're like, oh my God, is that mold? I wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend sugar, Molly. For best results, I would recommend sugar, personally. But you're going to be like, oh my God, is that mold? No, it's not. It's yeast and bacteria forming. So just let it go. Just think you only have 1 tea bag and some sugar and some water in here and 1 bottle of kombucha. So if it goes awry, you're not out like thousands of dollars or anything. So yeah, I know, right? Yeah, yeast is, and people talk about having too much yeast in their body, and having candida and having too much yeast, but the yeast that is in here is actually a good bacteria for your gut. It is not the kind of yeast that we think about when you have a yeast infection or something like that. That is a totally different kind of yeast. And you know what? Kombucha is full of vitamin B vitamins. That's awesome. No way. My husband's like that. No way. Yes, there are different kinds of yeast out there. And so, but this has tons and tons, after it's brewed, has tons and tons of vitamin B vitamins in it. It has B12, B6, B3, B2. And you are getting, that's why it gives you so much energy. That's why it's so good for your immune system, because it has that and vitamin C, and has folic acid, and it has lactic acid, which is amazing for balancing the pH in your body. This is, in some countries, this is revered as the silver bullet to killing cancer. I'm not going to make that claim here, but in some countries, when you are diagnosed with cancer, they automatically put you on kombucha. Just saying, just putting it out there. I'm not saying it does that, but just saying. So this is the tea bags that I use. They're little bitty ones. They're like for a cup of tea, and I use 6 of them. This is just a black tea. Here's, if you want a screenshot, this is what I use. 100% organic. I know, right? It's crazy. It's crazy town. I am not making that claim. Let's just be crystal clear. But I have read over and over again that there are countries that when you get cancer, because you're given a holistic doctor in a lot of countries, you're giving your medical doctor and you're given a holistic doctor to marry practices to get you well. And I know, crazy, right? And kombucha is one of those things that they give you, especially if you're female, especially if you have breast cancer, especially if you have any type of estrogen or hormone receptive cancers. Just saying, that's why I drink it. So the other thing that it's going to do is it's really going to start a healing process in your gut. So we kill off our bacteria in our body on a daily basis. Even if you are healthy, even if you don't use antibacterial soaps, even if you don't use cleaning products that mess up that system, your hormonal system in your body, even if you are not eating processed foods, all of those things, we're still, the air you breathe even, it can kill off the good bacteria. The water that you drink can kill off the good bacteria in your gut. So it's a constant replenishment of that bacteria. You want that good bacteria. It's called a probiotic, and it means for life. Yes, so it can be green or white if that's what your SCOBY is used to. So I don't think you were here yet, Janie, but if you are using green or white and your SCOBY is used to black tea, it could take longer for it to ferment because it has to like switch it, because it's a living thing. And so it has to switch gears a little bit and go, oh, wait a second, you know, here's something different. So what I recommend to get your SCOBY to a green tea state is to start adding a green tea bag each time you make it until you get all green tea, and that will actually help your SCOBY to adapt to green tea. Green tea is absolutely fine. They used to say, no way, don't ever use green tea, but actually green tea is amazing. So yes, but if it's used to, and on the flip side of that, if your SCOBY is used to green tea and it starts getting black tea, you need to reverse that process. So yes, you need to get your SCOBY acclimated. Green tea is better for you. Yes, absolutely. Exactly, Molly. Yeah, and see, that's exactly, I use 6 bags for about a gallon. So I use 6 bags per gallon, and that just depends on how much tea you want. The SCOBY is not that, the tea is really there to accept the fermentation. The sugar is what is happening in the fermentation process. That's actually the chemical that is causing the reaction for the SCOBY to eat it, to grow and form the bacteria in the tea. So the tea is really just how dark do you like your tea? If you look a lot of brews like this, they're actually really light colored, like they're very, very light compared to what mine is. So does it expire? Yes, it will expire. So if you ever see mold will be very obvious. It will smell really foul. I'm not talking about like that vinegary, like sweet smell. It is going to smell foul, and you're like, holy moly, what's happened? That means your SCOBY's bad. That means the whole thing is bad. That means you need to start over. So yes, it can absolutely go bad. However, if you leave your SCOBY in a clean environment like this and store it in a dark, warm place, it loves to be warm. It wants to be warm. It's not going to do well. It's going to take forever to ferment if it's not warm. Some people wrap heating blankets around their jars. They actually have kombucha heating blankets, but it's just a heating blanket around their jars so that they will ferment faster. But 5 to 7 days is fine with me. I've never checked the temperature in my cabinet, but it wants to be pretty warm. So yes, so a nice warm place. There are kombucha cabinets that are warming cabinets that you can keep your kombucha brew in. I don't need that. I don't need all that high-tech stuff. I just need a couple of glass jars and a SCOBY and some tea and some sugar, and we're in business, and some water. We're in business, and my warm cabinet. So I actually have a warm cabinet here. Now, when it goes to summertime here and I'm not running my heater and my air conditioning vent is actually running through there instead of the heat, I will put it somewhere else. So, but it doesn't like to be in the light either. Yes, I use the same SCOBY over and over again. Absolutely. And you'll get new SCOBYs forming. So they'll continue to grow SCOBYs. So it looks like a pancake, right? It's like a round pancake, whatever. And it's going to fit typically, like this is going to have the size of this jar. This is going to form the size of this jar here. So it's thin. They're super thin. And then they'll keep getting thicker. Like the mother will keep getting thicker and thicker, and she will produce another SCOBY. So she'll have a baby, and that baby will start really thin. Now, you can leave your SCOBYs in there. You can leave them all in there if you want to. But once you start getting like, you know, like 3 or 4 inches of SCOBYs, you probably need to take some out because then you're fermenting probably in about 2 days, and it can go to vinegar like that. And that's what I was going to say. If you let your SCOBY sit too long, you actually start to get a super vinegary taste. Yes, give them to friends. Absolutely. I promise you, there are people that are, put them on Craigslist. There are people that are begging for scobies because they don't want to grow their own. So you can just bury them in the yard, whatever you want to do. They're like a live creature. You can put them in your smoothies. You can eat them. They're actually, I've had a piece of mine. It's actually very tart and tangy and a little bit sweet. You can stick them in your smoothies. You're getting all that probiotic in your tummy. Just saying, people do some crazy stuff with their scobies. Just saying. So after you bottle it, so after it comes out of here and you start a new batch, so I just use a little bit when I'm starting over. I just leave about an inch down here with my SCOBY in it, right? So I just leave about an inch and leave my big SCOBY in there. I take all this off the top and put it in my bottles. Wherever I put my bottles, I just pour them up in my bottles, and these go in my fridge. Once they go in the fridge, the fermentation comes to a halt. It will ferment a little bit, but it will not ferment a lot. So I just missed your awesome idea. Janie, I just missed your awesome idea. Dang it. Dang. I want to hear it again. Say it again. So yes, so after I bottled it, that goes in the refrigerator, and then I can just pull them out and drink them when I want. And they taste amazing. Amazing. So while I'm growing the SCOBY, I'm actually going to use a cloth over this as well. So I'm going to go over here and grab one. It's going to be like killer too big, but that's okay. And I'm going to have to get another rubber band from my husband. And I'm going to cover this just like I do this one. Right? Can you imagine somebody not knowing what it is? And it's like, did you give me an alien? And we'll see how the SCOBY does on this one. If the SCOBY in this does really well, I actually have a way to seal this jar up, and maybe, just maybe, somebody will win this SCOBY. How's that? I do not drink it with ice. Too cold would actually start killing off the probiotics, so... yeah, so maybe. We'll see what kind of SCOBY we get out of this. This is an experiment because I've never grown my own. So maybe in like 3 or 4 weeks when this is ready, it'd almost be time for fermenting week again. When this is ready, maybe we'll package this baby up and send it off to, I need to take my tea bag out of here. We'll package this baby off and send it off to somebody, so... awesome. My dad would be like, hell yeah, I got a SCOBY for Christmas. But the rest of my family would be like, it'd be a great white elephant gift. It'd be like the best white elephant gift ever. There you go. Grow your own. That's absolutely right. Everybody like, what's this thing? Why did you give me this? All right, you guys, I am out of here. My name is Leslie. I have a website, GoToKitchens.com. Here it is right here. If you want to know how to spell it, let me get my hair out of the way. Go to Kitchens. You can screenshot that if you want. GoToKitchens.com. Please go over and consider becoming a VIP. I know we do White Elephant too. Consider becoming a VIP because in the VIP section of Go To Kitchens, you actually get a link to our Facebook page. And a lot of us that are on here, if you're enjoying our conversation, a lot of us are there as well. And there's like a little over 100 people there right now. It's a really small, you do have it. It's a really small, tight-knit community, and everybody's asking questions, and there's experts in there besides myself. There are experts in there. There are tons of people in there interacting and having so much fun and sharing their knowledge and starting their journey. And it's so exciting to see. So please, 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 VIP section. So it says VIP access at the top of the website. Click on that. Give me your email. It doesn't cost anything. Give me your email. You'll get a confirmation email to confirm your email address. Do that step. Make sure you do that. And then you're going to get a free ebook, How to Fall in Love with Your Kitchen and Yourself. You're going to start getting newsletters every other Sunday, and you're going to get access to that Facebook group, all for completely free. So please consider to go sign up. It's a lot of fun over there. I can scope my kombucha bottling. Yeah, I'll do a one-off scope of that. Good idea, Juan. Super easy, by the way. That's so funny, Janie. I know, right? This is cheap though, dude. This is like stupid cheap. This doesn't cost a lot of money. It's so funny though. Costing me money. Sorry, Janie's husband. All right, you guys, I am out. right? I will be saving you money, especially if you're drinking kombucha. I'm saving you tons and tons of money. Tons of money. Tons of money. I'm out of here. You guys have an amazing afternoon. I'm sorry I missed my inspirational scope yesterday. We got new internet and I didn't have internet half the day, and so blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so I will be back this afternoon with my inspirational scope, and I'm looking forward to this one. It's a pretty powerful message, so I'm excited to share it with you. So hashtag inspiration. Yeah, right? Hashtag inspiration is always inspirational scopes. I love Janie. And right, absolutely. A lot of ways that you're saving money, Sonia, a lot of ways. And hashtag light bulb is always wellness and kitchen scopes. Next week, I'm so excited because next week we are doing makeover recipes. So I am making over French fries and ketchup. I am making over mac and cheese. I am making over pizza. I am making over chocolate cake. What? She's doing what? And then the fifth one is a mystery. So you guys will have to hang out and see what the fifth one is. But we're making over some huge favorites. And then next Thursday at 6:30 p.m., I'm on Blab with Molly. Molly's in the house. Molly's here with us. I am on Blab with Molly next Thursday night, and we are going to share our top tips for making over your own recipes. There she is. If you guys are not following Molly, you are missing out. She is the giggliest, cutest thing on the planet. I'm telling you. That's awesome. Yes, it's going to be so cool. I know, it's a good one, right? Molly's already shared her tips with me. I'm like, dang, I got to step up to the plate. She had some good ones, so she is so cute. She's adorable. I love her. She's just like a little love bug. So yes, so Molly and I are working together next week. You guys asked for it, and we are delivering it. So yes, Molly and I together, it'll be Giggle Fest, no doubt. Right, Molly? Giggle Fest 2016. She's your baby. That's so cute, Becky. I know, little ladybug. I know, she's so cute. Hi. Oh, hey, Sherry. Hey. Sherry, you're going to have to watch replay because we are out of here. That's right. Get the giggles. Get the giggles. All right, you guys, I love you so much, and I will see you later on this afternoon. Have an amazing afternoon. I know you just got here. You have to watch replay. It's a really good scope, I think. It's been an hour. It's supposed to be 30 minutes. It's been an hour. So I will see you guys back here a little bit later. Love you. Bye. Go make some kombucha. Go drink your kombucha like a good kid. Like the cool kids. Go drink your kombucha like the cool kids. Bye.